of all, like to start off, I would like to like ask you if you could give me a bit backstory behind how the brand like come to be. What was the story behind the brand? A bit more details on that.
Sure. So basically, the Pink Foundry comes from actually a very personal place.
Mhm.
Um, Back in 2017, I was going through a very oily and acne prone phase. And I was at my wit's end, and I had not had this in a while. So I went to a dermat, and she advised me that, I must use a sunscreen every single day. Until then, I wasn't doing so. But once she told me to do that, two things happened. One, I started hunting for a good sunscreen in the market, and I was just not very happy with what I was finding, because either it was, leaving behind a very deep white cast, or it just felt too sticky, and it was just not pleasurable to apply it every day. And that got me thinking that there is definitely a gap in the kind of sunscreens available in the market. However, then I did find something that I did enjoy using every day. And once I used it every day, I saw the big difference it made to my skin. And then it made me realize that there is definitely a gap of good sunscreens required in the market, because if only people find the motivation to apply a good sunscreen every day, they will also see a huge change in their skin the way I experienced myself. So, I literally, armed with nothing, I just decided to survey women pan India and find out if they're happy with their sunscreens or not. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. And that made me realize that there are so many women out there who want to apply sunscreen every day, but they're just not happy with the kind of sensorials available in the market, with the kind of textures available in the market. And I'm a pharmacist, and I am privileged to come from a pharma background as well with my family. So, armed with our US FDA factory and US FDA approved research center, we started working on a formulation. Honestly, at that point, there was nothing in mind. How are we going to sell this? What are we going to do? Nothing. It was just pure product driven, that we need to make a perfect sunscreen which consumers are going to love using and applying every single day. So that was literally the start to the whole thing, and that's how the first seeds of the Pink Foundry began.
That's so nice. I mean, like what you said about like sunscreen, like in the market, like the people are not happy with the correct textures, or it's leaving like a like even like I have like struggled so much about finding the right textures, finding the right formulations, something that does not like leave a white cast or like the sensorial feeling like put together. That's so important when it comes to sunscreen, especially it's a product that you need to like use every single day.
Absolutely. And I'm
You
so happy to tell you that after once we started working on this, it took us 2 years to formulate the right sunscreen, because we were very sure that it has to adapt to Indian skin. It has to adapt to Indian climatic conditions, because India is a tropical country and it gets pretty hot. So, the whole trick was how to get women to apply the sunscreen every single day. They should wanted to romanticize the whole sunscreen. So it took us 2 years, but very, very happy with the final outcome.
So glad, so glad. So, coming to, there are like, of course, there are so many now beauty brands that are emerging in the industry. Like, I feel like the industry has become like so saturated, and like like people are always like grappling for like understanding ki what which one to go for, which direction to go for. In the midst of all of this, can you like tell me a bit how the brand like stands out? Like if you could tell me the USP of the brand, how does it stand out in this crowded market? A bit more on that.
Absolutely. So there are a couple of reasons. One, there are some wonderful brands out there, but the reality, honestly, of this landscape is that they're wonderful marketing ideas coming with wonderful connects, but they do not have manufacturing of their own, nor do they have research of their own. So they're all working with the same cohort of contract suppliers across the country. What is different about us is that we are completely in-house, 360 degrees in-house. So for us, the starting point is a consumer needs. So we understand the consumer needs. We first speak to consumers, understand the gap in the market, understand what they want, because we don't want to be another me too product. The landscape has enough me too products out there, and we do not want to be another me too brand. So then we begin internally our research and development, and then we move to manufacturing, and hence then we launch the brand, I mean the product. So while we're working on the research part as well, we don't believe in rushing into the market, because we feel that it's absolutely better to be slow but absolutely deliver what we're promising. So we believe in superior quality. We're a brand that absolutely puts emphasis on high quality, high performance, and we're absolutely science backed. And on top of all of this, so we pride ourselves on being pharma quality. Pharma is considered the highest kind of regulatory check in the country. So more than the cosmetic industry, the pharma industry is way more regulated. And even though the cosmetic industry doesn't require these kind of stringent quality tests, we absolutely adhere to it completely. Additionally, coming from a house of N-Cube and house of Soframycin, which is our alma mater, and which is absolutely, as I said, our pharma background, we apply all of these quality checks to our products. So each product undergoes 30 plus quality checks. In fact, the consumer is the first person to touch the product. It's complete. So it is in the entire 30 plus quality check line. There is absolutely no room for any contamination or anything. Everything is absolutely automated and absolutely safe. So we pride on having a lean product line. We pride on having no shortcut skincare. We put a lot of emphasis on quality. And once all of this is done, we undergo stringent clinical testing as well. So, and we undergo consumer testing as well, and that's when we launch the product. So in the whole current landscape of quick fixes and quick launches, we pride on being no shortcut skincare, and we will take as long as it takes to nail the formulation in an absolutely correct manner.
That's so nice to hear from a brand, like, because I mean the industry is so thriving on, like, as you mentioned, quick fixes, new launches, like, new launches are coming up like every other day, like in this market, this, like, this demand of, like, quick fix and everything. The brand is actually taking the time to understand the consumer needs, and like to deliver, like, not just for the sake of having another SKU in the brand, but to actually like serve the consumer. But you also said, mentioned to me that you are from a pharma background, and like the products are pharma quality. So like tell me, like, how like the pharma quality like different from like the other, like, your mainstream beauty products that are already in the market. Like give me a bit more details, like what do you mean by pharma quality? Like how does it differ from the mainstream?
Absolutely. So there is a lot of rigorous testing and rigorous checks that go into making a product. So from the testing of the raw materials to the packaging to in-depth testing at every stage of the development, as I mentioned, there are some 30 plus quality checks. All of these testing steps take a lot of time. So it's a time consuming process. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of labor that goes into this. And as I said, that I don't believe in quick launches. So we will take our time, but we'll undergo each level of quality testing to make sure that the final product is not only safe, but it is highly efficacious and will absolutely deliver results. So when I say pharma quality, it means that every step of product development, right from ideation to research and development to manufacturing and to finally stability testing and to release, there are 30 plus tests done, and it is then only released in the market.
Wow. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, what differs from the pharma quality? Like pharma industry is known for their effective solutions. I It is very interesting for me to know ki, like, since you're saying ki it is has a pharma quality, and pharma quality is known for their effective solutions, but also like most of the pharma like the chemist, the one you find, it's not like the sensorial feeling, it's not that great. But now when you combine the both of these two factors, you have everything that a consumer needs. It's such a like.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what makes the Pink Foundry stand out. We're marrying pharma quality skincare with wonderful, delightful sensorials and then giving the end product to the consumer. I'll give you an example. So one of our products, the super clarifying face serum, it contains 12% niacinamide. Now there are so many niacinamide serums in the market. So you may wonder, why are we as well in the market? Now I'll tell you the reason why we're there in the market and what differentiates us. Niacinamide is an ingredient which is a powerhouse ingredient, which everybody knows, and it is available with a lot of vendors to manufacture. But where our pharma background comes in the picture is that we've taken the pains to understand where we can get the purest niacinamide in the world. Niacinamide has impurity level, and that impurity level is directly proportionate to the kind of irritation somebody faces on their skin. We have found the niacinamide, the best niacinamide in the world, from one of the best suppliers in the world, from Netherlands actually, whose impurity level is so low so that even though it's at a 12% concentration, even the most sensitive skin can use this serum without facing any skin irritation on their skin. So from the kind of ingredients we source, we're very happy that with our pharma background, we're able to procure the global best in a format that is best suited to Indian skin.
Right. When you just talked about the clarifying serum, I just remember I might have used the clarifying serum myself. I got like sent the clarifying serum. It's the white solution, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm not wrong, yeah, I realized I have used it and I really liked it at that point. So I was then at that point I think the
Transparent solution in a white bottle.
yeah. That time, like I was like, I think the brand was just like emerging at that point when I received it. I was like, this actually really nice. It actually like suits my skin so well. So I was like, I was really like impressed with it. But like as you already mentioned to me, like when you are creating products, like the rigorous testing and the product quality, like the ingredient quality, like it's so high. It's like the you guys prioritize this too, like so much when you're creating a product. Is there like any other things, or is there like any other values the brand prioritize, when creating like products?
Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, you would have seen that we have very, very niche products. So, for example, one of our top selling products is the overnight acne spot corrector. It's a product that is meant for overnight use. So, there are many acne products in the market, but what sets us apart is I was honestly inspired by two things for this product. One, it's a very unique formulation, it's a biphasic product, and it's unlike products where you have to shake and use. This product works when you do not shake it, so both the layers work together when they're separate. So internationally, this kind of a format was available in the American market widely, but it had yet not come to India. And very proud that we worked on it, and more than 30 plus trials were created to create this kind of a format. And this format, the unique part about this format is that it's an effective SOS treatment. So you're going to find long-term solutions, you're going to find preventive solutions, but this is a solution for something that is already done. Now, what do you do? So when you have active surface acne, this product helps you dry out that zit with a very quick speed. So you're supposed to use it every night, which is why the product has overnight mentioned in the product name. And you use it for 2 to 3, 4 nights, and you will see quickly that zit is completely dried out. So every product has a lot of thought behind it. Every format has a lot of thought behind it, and it doesn't exist. And no product exists as another Me Too product. So as I said, the portfolio is lean, but the portfolio is very meaningful. So you don't want to fill up the brand with a lot of launches. Each product plays a very specific role in the entire consumer journey of skincare. So likewise, we have another product in our kitty, which is the dark spot and hyperpigmentation correcting power serum. Um, This was a need that while we were talking to consumers, it came out so strongly that while there are a lot of products in the market for glow, but there was a dearth of products where the concern was that when acne happens and when acne goes away, it leaves behind dark marks
Yes.
sometimes, then sometimes have sunspots, aging spots. How can we quickly help fade those spots and at the same time strengthen our skin barrier so as to not damage it further? For this product, we worked on it intricately for a very long time, created actually more than 60 plus prototypes, 62 prototypes. The 62nd prototype made the cut. And then we did rigorous consumer testing as well as clinical testing, as well as all the pharma quality checks in place. And then we launched the product. And I'm happy to say that the kind of reviews and the kind of feedback that we've received from consumers for this product, it has been absolutely phenomenal. So a lot of thought and a lot of deep research goes behind every product, and that's what I mean by quality.
No, of course, of course. I mean, it's so nice ki, like, as you said, ki you don't want to fill up the brand with, like, just adding launches just for the sake of it, but actually, like, to it, like, every product needs to have some thought and have some meaningful, like, existence, that why it exists. I feel like it's so important. But, like, talking about, like, future plans of for the brand, if you could tell me ki what things is the brand planning in the near future, just if you could give me like a bit insights into the expansion plans of the brand.
Absolutely. So we plan to foray into other categories, personal care categories as well.
Okay.
And the kind of brand thoughts and the kind of brand ethos we have and the kind of portfolio we're building, we would like to expand the global market to eventually. And currently, we're only and only focusing on niche consumer needs and want to make sure that we don't cater to any kind of a Me Too ideology and continue supplying consumers with very good, high performance, high quality products that are really going to make a difference in their skincare journey. And most importantly, they enjoy using our products. Skincare has become such a huge part of my life, and it gives me so much of joy. And I'm very excited to give the same joy and happiness through our products.
Amazing, amazing. I'm looking forward to it. But so when a brand like Pink Foundry, like they have like such a niche, like such a niche like idea on where they want to go. I'm sure the challenges and the obstacles you guys have, there must have been a lot of hindrances in the way. Could you like tell me ki what have been like some of the like significant like challenges in making the brand so successful in today's market?
Absolutely. As you can see, that the kind of emphasis on personal care and the kind of emphasis on skincare that is happening today, it was not there probably 7, 8 years back. So the kind of boom that this industry is seeing in the last 4, 5 years has been tremendous. There have been amazing brands that have come up with really wonderful concepts and ideas. Communicating to the consumer with the right mediums, with the right meaningful partnerships, with the right endorsements has been a very good understanding and learning for us. It's honestly not been a bed of roses, I won't lie. But each day we learn something new, and each day, each moment brings us closer one more step to our right consumer, which honestly is all the motivation that we need. And when we hear back from our consumers how our products have changed their life and how they've changed their skin, honestly, every single pain point becomes absolutely worth it. And it reminds us and brings us back to ground zero what our purpose was and why we're doing it. So, I'll also give you an interesting story on our brand name and why this brand name and what does it mean. So a lot of people ask us, oh, it's pink, that means it's for women. And then I explain that pink is not in the feminine sense. What the brand name means is pink stands for pink of health. We always want you to be in the pink of health. We stand for skin health because when you're inside, when you're beautiful inside, it reflects outside. And skin health is not superficial. It goes from deep within. It's all about strengthening your skin barrier and taking care of it. So pink comes from pink of health, and Foundry is an ode to our pharma heritage and our pharma alma mater. And so Foundry is where all our brilliant skin solutions are getting built. So it denotes expertise and science and efficacy. So pink stands for skin health and Foundry stands for science. So that's why the brand name, the Pink Foundry.
Oh wow, that's actually quite interesting to know. I don't think I would have ever assumed ki like its name is such a like the name is derived from such a like meaningful manner. Like I wouldn't have assumed, but it's so nice to hear ki what the name is derived from. But as you mentioned in our conversation ki like finding the right consumer is just so essential for the brand, right, for any brand. But like tell us a bit about ki how do you like guys educate the consumers like about the importance of skincare and the product efficacy.
Absolutely. So we believe in educating consumers the right way. So there's a very thin line between just brainwashing the consumers and throwing down things like don't use this is not good for the skin, don't use that, this is not good for the skin, this ingredient is harmful. Well, the truth actually is that the ingredient is not the poison, the dose is the poison. So educating consumers that these ingredients are absolutely safe to use, it's about the kind of dosage that you're using the ingredient at. So education is very important. Working with the carefully creating marketing content for the right consumer is very important. Crafting meaningful partnerships is very important. So using social media to its absolute full advantage is very important. And so we want to do a combination of all of these things to educate consumers in the right way and the right manner to use the products.
Hmm. No, of course, as you said, ki educating consumers in the right manner, because I feel like in this, like, such a social media driven world, like there's so much of information now available, like at the like tap of our fingers, right? And so much of like this over information, like, like there's so many, like, one thing tells us this way or another like tells us, oh, don't use this, don't use that, like we're just blindly following. But instead of like doing that, just educating the consumers like ingredients is not the issue. The issue lies in the actually doses. I think it's a very thoughtful approach. Now coming to skincare and this skincare industry at large, tell me ki, what are the emerging brands do you see like the shaping that are shaping the skincare industry, and how is the brand is preparing to respond to it?
Absolutely. See, with the kind of knowledge and the kind of advancement that is happening, honestly, only one thing is going to survive, and that is quality. So, we're not playing any short term game, we're playing a long term game here. So, we want to always emphasize and work on innovative solutions, never seen before kind of solutions. And we're absolutely sure that they're going to reach the right consumer, and it is going to absolutely provide 100% value. So like I was mentioning earlier about the dark spot serum and the hyperpigmentation correcting serum that we have, that's actually a never seen before formula filled with 8 actives which are manufactured just at the right dosage to give you maximum efficacy. So these kind of meaningful solutions with the right emphasis on quality is what we're going to continue doing. We're going to emphasize and work on innovative quality, high quality solutions, and we're absolutely sure that it's going to work long term.
I'm so glad to hear this. Uh, but yeah, it was like such a great, like insightful chat I had with you, and I think this I have like asked you like all that I wanted to ask you. But yeah, I just feel like it was so insightful. It was so like for me also like learned a lot from this chat. So thank you so much for doing this, Niloni. I
Thank you.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, it has been a great experience as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.